Chocks and Chockets and in between chocolate birds here for a special review this time. I haven't done a duo review for quite some time really, so here's the first one in maybe, I don't know how many years, but a few years. It's the Tunnock's Teacakes, dark chocolate and milk chocolate. Yeah, so I was going to review these separately, and normally I do. I mean, you know, I don't know where the line is to draw between reviewing things at the same time or not, but I just felt these ones, for whatever reason, in my gut feeling that it's better to review them at the same time. I don't know why. Some things you could argue the air melts might have been good to review at the same time, but here we are reviewing these at the same time. Alright, so yes, so Tunnock, those you don't know, famous for their tea cakes. They do have quite a few other things as well, but tea cakes is, well, I would say the main thing that they do. And they do them very well indeed. It's tea cake. Those you don't know, if you know what a wagon wheel is, you might not, but basically it's a bit like one of those, but better, in my opinion. It's basically like a dome of marshmallow coated in milk chocolate with a biscuit base as well. So very similar. You know, you're not going to be radically different these. It's just basically the chocolate's different. Very interesting. And Scottish company Tunnock's. You can see on the back as well. Look, you've got the sort of classic imagery going on there as well. Where it all began, circa 1897. Tom Tunnock, the founder, outside his baker's shop. I guess that's perhaps presumably a photo that they've had, I don't know, artistically put on the back as a drawing or whatever. I'm not sure, but interesting, yeah. That's very interesting. There we go. So clearly they're going to be very similar, these. So I think on the back of the milk chocolate one, it's got the same thing. Presumably it's the same photo. Yeah, it is, yeah. So we'll kind of go over one of them, and it'll encompass the other one pretty much. So a delicious biscuit base topped with marshmallow and covered with dark chocolate. So again, same thing, but presumably just says milk chocolate. Delicious biscuit base topped with marshmallow and covered with real milk chocolate. So there we go. All right. So we'll talk about them individually like this. So you can see suitable for vegetarians. I think that's the same. The same. This one, yeah, it's got the vegetarian. It's a slightly different packaging, you can see, but I don't know. Might just be. I don't know why. This one's got Arabic on it. Is this one Arabic? No, it's a slightly different. Really, I don't know why that is. I think I got them in the same place. I'm sure I did, but there we go. So you can see the ingredients: mallow 38%, milk chocolate 34%. It does have palm oil in it, and biscuit 28%. There we go. So you can see the shenanigans there. This one, what's it got? Mallow 38%, dark chocolate 34%, biscuit 28%. So 38, 34, 28. I assume it's the same. 38, 34, 28. Yeah, there we go. Does that add up to 60, 66? It does add up to 100, that's what, which is good. And then we've got ingredients here, best before dates. There we go. Thomas Tunnock, Delft Limited. In Scotland, there we go. Uddingston. Okay, so per 100 grams, 440 calories. This is the milk chocolate ones. 90.2 grams of fat, 10.5 of which are saturates. And per biscuit, 24 grams. It has 106 calories, 4.6 grams of fat, 2.5 of which are saturates. Alright, so, and here's the dark chocolate ones. 400 grams, 436 calories, 90.5 grams of fat, 10.6 of which are saturates. And per biscuit, 24 grams, 105 calories, 4.7 grams of fat, 2.5 of which are saturates. So 105, 4.7, 2.5 per biscuit, 105, 4.7, 2.5. So very similar. This has got 106 calories rather than 105. 4.6 grams of fat rather than 4.7, but 2.5, same saturated fat. Hopefully I've remembered that right anyway, but they're very similar. There we go. Alright, there we are. So I don't think there's much more to say. And both look very nice. Got like a rip tab on the side. It literally says pull there, I think. Pull tab. There we go. Pull there, and I assume it's the same on the milk chocolate ones. I do like the look of the dark chocolate ones. I have to say, I do think they look very interesting, very nice. Yeah, I do like them a lot. They do look very interesting indeed. But yeah, all right. Well, let's give these an open, shall we, and get them into them further. So let's do it. Let's give them an open. Okay, we're going to give these Tunnock's dark and milk chocolate tea cakes an open. Yeah, so very excited for these. Look very, very different, don't they? Even though the colours, it's actually the blue one has a bit of a gradient going on there. It's not all blue, is it? So interesting, because it does come across as being all blue. When you look at it, it actually isn't. So I think that's quite clever. Just something I missed. There's no gradient on this one for red, though. It's an interesting one. All right, so let's give these an open, and shall we? Open each one individually. So let's say there's a pull tab on the side for each one there. So time recording, I've done about 920 reviews, believe it or not, roughly anyway. So if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. In the top right hand corner, I'll put a link to a playlist of all my other reviews, as well as some related ones, maybe some other Tunnock's ones, marshmallow ones, who knows, whatever I can think of. So after you've watched this one, go watch those. Hopefully enjoy those too. Right, so you can see there's 6 in here. We'll just take one out. They're quite flush in there, I think. So we'll just take one of each out, shall we? Let's take the old pull here as well. Quite like that. Nice action there. Okay. Open. Glued in, I think. There we go. Right. There we go. One of each. All right. So there we are. You can clearly see they're pretty similar. I think they look pretty nice. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, I think we can clearly see they're both the same, really, can't we? Both the same, but you can see there. There's the Tunnock's Mellow Dark Chocolate, Tunnock's Mellow Milk Chocolate, and you can see a nice design around the edge as well. Lots of writing, not sure, just an address and stuff like that. Some details, don't really ever read that, but it is there. It does add to some nice effect, even though it's perhaps something you just never read. But I do quite like the fact that it's there. It just gives it like a, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's like a newspaper design or anything, but it's just, you know, you just have like, you know, some chips or something like that in newspaper, and you just, I don't know, it just has all that design going on. It just adds to the experience, I think. Let's give them an opening. Now it's a bit warm today, so there's a chance it could be a bit melty in my hands, so we'll hopefully be all right. Fingers crossed. So you see a nice design there. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. So did it say what the percentage dark chocolate actually was? I don't know if it did. You can see the very, not massive difference there. Let's have a look. Did it say? Let's see what the, actually say what the dark chocolate is. Maybe I missed it. Don't know. I can't see what it is from there. I'm not sure how dark the dark chocolate is, basically. Doesn't seem to say. Alright, so could be anything. I imagine it's not going to be a massively dark chocolate. I mean, you can see here it's not a massive difference in darkness as opposed to the milk chocolate one, but there we go. You can see the dome of where the marshmallow would be and the biscuit base at the bottom. And what I like to do is I think I do this anyway. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've had these, but I bite the sort of put my mouth and bite the biscuit base off the bottom, and then then eat the rest of it. So it's very nice. But yeah, we can see the base at the same size, pretty much. So they won't be exactly the same size every time, I don't think. But you know, not too bad. Okay, so I'd have my measuring apparatus to give them a measure then. So why not? So do the height first, of course. There's a nubbin at the top. I'll try and avoid that if I can, but you know, it's one of those. Maybe I won't. Calipers could be a bit longer actually. There's about 3.4 there. Height of that one. This one, does it fit in? Pretty much does actually. So it's about the same height actually, which is what you'd expect. Width at the bottom, it's not a perfect circle. It's roughly 5.3. Again, 5.2 in that case. So, but it's not a perfect circle. It can depend where you do it, really. And the width of the actual mallow dome, 5.3, 5.4, and again 5.2. Okay, so yeah, so a couple of millimeters. Seems to be this one just slightly wider, but it's only 2 millimeters, and it might not always be the case. You know, it's just one of those. But they're roughly going to be the same, I think. We'll try cutting them in half. I think maybe should I do it? It's going to be a bit messy, but we'll do it. Let's try it. Let's see. So it's going to scrunch down a bit. Don't know if there's much we can do about that. Give it a go. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So there we are. So you can see. Yeah. There we go. See if it'll focus in a bit better. Yeah. There we go. You can see there. Yeah, so they're quite similar, to be honest with you. They are quite similar. But you can see the biscuit base at the bottom, where the chocolate's been pushed down a bit in the top one. It's not, that's just where the chocolate's been pushed down, because it's happened slightly in this one as well. Bit of a dome in this one, but again, and that one actually, a bit of a domage there going on. I think that might, again, could be where the knife's just pushed the marshmallow down a bit. Probably is, really. Seems to be quite full on that side, so hard to say. Hard to say. But yeah, look very nice, very interesting. Got a nice smelt on both. So I don't think there's going to be a massive difference in taste to these, but it's one one of those, isn't it? But they look both very nice. You know, quite similar. So the only difference being the dark chocolate on the top. But how do they taste? Well, let's find out. Let's do it. Let's give them a taste. Okay, we'll give these milk and dark chocolate Tunnock's tea cakes a taste. I've had some we've opened and chopped in half earlier, so we'll give one of each a taste, or half of one of each a taste. Where should I go? I'll go for the milk chocolate one first, I think. And we'll just compare it. So you can see this is what it basically is. So it looks very nice. Marshmallow half centre with a biscuit base covered in milk chocolate. Got a thin layer of milk chocolate, but milk chocolate all the same. Let's give it a go. Let's do it. I do like these a lot. They're very I say they are very similar to Wagon Wheels, but Wagon Wheels is all about the biscuit, which is nice, but it's not the main thing. This one's more about the marshmallow, and I think these are just so much better than Wagon Wheels. I say that biscuit base is quite a weird biscuit. I've never tasted it anywhere else other than in tea cakes and Wagon Wheels. Very strange consistency to it. It's quite soft, very soft. Has a funny, not funny taste, but an interesting taste to it. And the marshmallow's lovely and soft. Tastes just like marshmallow. There's not loads of taste to it there, but it's the consistency. It's nice, lovely. And the milk chocolate's good as well. Interesting one. Yeah, nice. So let's try the dark chocolate, see what it makes a massive difference. Let's see. There is a difference. Only slight though. It's mainly on that initial taste as when you put it in your mouth. After that, the sort of marshmallow and biscuit kind of take over. But it's not bad. It's not bad. So it's not a massively dark chocolate taste at all. It just gives you a slight richer taste. This isn't a massively rich dark chocolate. You know, this is probably in the 30% cocoa solids, or 40 at most, I think. But it's not a ridiculously indulgent, rich, bitter dark chocolate. To be honest with you, I think if you like the milk chocolate ones, you're going to like the dark chocolate ones. There's not really much of a difference, really. Really isn't. There's a slight different taste. But I quite like that. I quite like the slight different taste for me. It just adds a bit to it, yeah. Interesting. Let's try having, let's see if it's a bit messy this. We'll try half and half at the same time. Will this work? Let's see. Lean over the plate a bit. Indulgent. I feel like marshmallow over my mouth, but I don't think I have. Very nice, actually. They're very similar, to be honest with you. There's not much difference, I don't think. The dark chocolate one is slightly, you can taste the difference from the initial when you first put it in your mouth, but it's very similar after that point. Yeah. I find it difficult to think you wouldn't like one if you didn't like the other, and the dark chocolate one for me might just slightly win out because it's just got a bit more of an obvious taste to it with the chocolate, but it's only slight. I would say the milk chocolate one does come across as a slightly more creamier taste. It's basically what you'd expect, but only on a very small level. The dark chocolate one has a slight more chocolatey taste. The milk chocolate one has a slight more creamy taste, really, in chocolate form generally. But they're very similar. I don't know. I think it's really hard. They're both very similar, really. As I said, they've just got that slight difference. That's what you'd expect the difference to be, but only in a very small amount. You know what I mean? You're not really going to think, oh, I really prefer the dark chocolate one to the milk chocolate. I just don't like the milk chocolate one, or I just don't like the dark chocolate one. They're so similar. And I say the marshmallow and the biscuit kind of mix into the taste enough, or even more so than the chocolate after the initial sort of bite of it. You know, so really you don't get much. The chocolate doesn't make that much of a difference, is the gist of it, but it just adds a slight different taste. So they're really nice. I really like these a lot. I think these are the original tea cake, and hard to say whether they're the best or not. I mean, because a tea cake is generally a relatively straightforward thing, really, but they're definitely no worse than anything else. You get some with sort of, I don't know, caramel in the middle or jam in the middle, things like this, but you can't beat a Tunnock's tea cake. And I think, you know, they're just so nice. They look so lovely. They're a lovely experience. I mean, they just work, and that's why they're still around today and still popular. And as I say, it's a tried and tested recipe. I think I did try Marks and Spencer caramel tea cakes, and well, they were okay. I certainly don't think they were any better than these, even though they did have that sort of caramel taste to them. I think it was just a caramel chocolate. I don't think they had actual caramel in the middle. I'm not too sure now. Was it orange taste they had? Either way, it didn't really give you much over these. I think these are just very tasty. As I said, lovely marshmallow centres, lovely soft consistency, really interesting. The biscuit base is just the right amount, and it just tastes quirky enough and nice enough. It's a very soft biscuit, as I say. It's not hard at all. It doesn't really come across as biscuit really at all, other than the fact it's just a bit harder than the marshmallow. You know, it's a very strange consistency. And the chocolate, you know, it's not, you can't taste it massively, but it's there sufficiently enough to give you that slight milky taste in the milk chocolate one, sort of creamy milk chocolatey taste, and enough to give you a slight dark chocolatey taste in the dark chocolate one. But they're very, very similar, both lovely. There's no detriment to either of them. They just work and they're just a lovely experience. There's something about them that's quite special, for the wrappers and all this, that and the other. Really nice, really, really lovely experience, and a nice marshmallowy chocolate treat. So both of them for me, 4.5 out of 5. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out YouTube Mode Prime. Go to support the channel, really is. Link for that's in the description. And check out the Discord server as well. Link for that's also in the description. It's a great way to keep in touch with myself and the Roberto community. Click on one of these links that's appearing on the screen right now. They should have appeared now. If they've not now, they should appear soon, hopefully. Leave a comment or free. Always great to hear from you, and always do my best to reply. Have a great day also, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.